Guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be all about my pregnancy in the military. I have been active duty Air Force for about 2.5 years, and I'm here to share my experience, hoping that it's going to be helpful for other women in this situation. If you guys are here to learn more about what it's like being pregnant in the military, whether you are going through it yourself or you're just curious about my experience, then thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I will also link my first trimester video in the description box, so if you guys are just now joining my channel, then you can go back and watch my video about my first trimester. But there has been so much that has happened since I made that video announcing that I was even pregnant. I'm now 20 weeks, so we are already halfway. Time is flying, and I was like, I need to sit down and update you guys because so much has happened. We've had, I think, 2 or 3 different appointments. We have found out the gender. I have not even shared the gender with you guys here on YouTube, and yeah, let's just get into it because I feel like I have so much to share with you guys. Okay, so I'm going to start with the military clothing allowance. So I did receive almost $400 for maternity uniforms. And so for OCPs, I will just quickly go over what sizes I got because for me, I tried to look online for like size charts, and I asked other females in my shop who also previously had children like what size I should get, what size they got, because for some reason my BX, and I think most BXs, do not sell the maternity uniforms on base, which is like really inconvenient. And I know there's not a ton of females that are usually pregnant at one time maybe on a base, but like the fact that we can't go in and try them on kind of sucks. I will just tell you guys, I am 5'3", and prior to becoming pregnant, I was about 125, 130. So if that helped you guys figure out what size to order, I hope it does because I was just lost. So for my OCP pants, I ordered a medium short. And at first I was like, wow, these are massive. And I was like tucking my shirt in to keep them up. And everyone on Instagram was messaging me like, don't worry, you're gonna be glad that you got the medium short instead of a small, like you're gonna grow into them, they'll be comfortable. And now that I'm 20 weeks, I'm like, wow, I already like don't have to tuck my shirt in anymore, they fit. So I'm sure the next 20 weeks, they're going to, I don't know, hopefully not be too tight, but yeah, a medium short worked for me. It's really great for the length because if I do switch over to wearing sneakers, then these are long enough where I can wear sneakers and they're not like too short. So yeah, medium short in the pants, and I am wearing a medium extra short in the top. I can't believe I haven't shared the gender with you guys. So we are having a boy. I guessed that it was a girl mainly based on the heart rate because it was so high, but that is of course just like one of the old wives' tales that are out there. And then like the 2 weeks before we did the blood test, I was like thinking it was a boy because my cravings totally changed. And my husband from day one said it was a boy. He wanted a boy. So he was right. He was right all along. He like manifested that, I swear, because he was like, it's a boy, it's a boy, it's a boy. So it is a boy, and my cravings have mainly been anything salty or sour or crunchy. So like sour strips, those candies, like that has been a craving that has been pretty consistent. Cereal, pickles, also cheese. Cheese has been a craving. Like I've always, you know, liked cheese, but it's like I've been eating tons of like cheese sticks and like anything with cheese. I don't know, like mozzarella sticks has been a big craving. So we have not fully decided on a name yet. I think we are actually more set on the middle name than the first name. And I think that Bradley is actually more picky with names than I am, and I'm pretty picky, so I don't know. I thought that we were actually set on a name, and then we had that name in mind for a few weeks, and then like a week or 2 ago, Bradley's like, I don't like it anymore. And I was like, I don't know what we're gonna do, honestly, because it took us so long to just commit to that name. So yeah, we still have a couple ideas, and we might even go back to the one he's unsure about now, but who knows. So even if we do decide on a name sometime soon, we have decided that we're not going to share the name until the baby's born. I am very grateful that I am no longer dealing with morning sickness. That was really rough for 3 or 4 weeks. I think I had probably like the most extreme morning sickness there is, and I really haven't had any extreme symptoms in the second trimester. It is pretty difficult to fall asleep and stay asleep. I would say that's like the most annoying thing right now. I'm a back sleeper, and they recommend that you sleep on your left side. So I've still been trying to get used to that. It like really hurts my hips for some reason. And I recently ordered a pregnancy pillow, and yeah, I've used it for about 2 nights now, and I haven't had any sort of like discomfort or pain. I think the pregnancy pillow is helping, but overall, just very grateful to be done with morning sickness, and I'm praying it does not come back in the 3rd trimester because it was rough. Okay, so besides like regular checkups and the blood test appointment that we had, we also just had our 20-week anatomy scan a couple days ago. And this is kind of where you find out like your baby's growth as far as like what percentile they're in. They really take an in-depth look at like their brain and their spine, and they measure everything. They measure to make sure there's enough amniotic fluid, and I mean, it's very in-depth. So it's probably like your biggest, longest ultrasound, and it's very important. So we were sitting in there for I think almost an hour while the ultrasound tech took images and videos and just measured things and inputted all this information into their system. And I asked the ultrasound tech, would we find out everything today, or are we gonna have to like, you know, wait till the next appointment or find out online in the portal in a few weeks? Like, how does this work? She told me that we would find out everything at that appointment, and as soon as we were done with her, I would go see my doctor. And, you know, obviously the ultrasound tech can't go over the information with me because she's not a doctor. And I was like, okay, great. So I was really excited for Bradley to meet the doctor because last time he couldn't come back there with me. So after the ultrasound, which was amazing by the way, we got to see the baby for so long, and so that was our 3rd ultrasound, but it was only our 2nd ultrasound at my doctor's office. We actually paid for like a 3D, 4D experience somewhere else when my mom was here visiting. So this was the 3rd time that we saw the baby in the past 5 months. And yeah, so after that, we went to go to my doctor's office, and I was letting Bradley know like, oh, you get to meet the doctor, you know, we were excited. We did have a couple disappointing appointments at this doctor's office before, but then we had an amazing appointment with one of the midwives. So I've been like conflicted about switching to his base instead of my base, because right now we're seeing a civilian doctor that's close to my base, but there's Giselle joining us. But I do have the option to go to the Naval Hospital on his base. So yeah, so for my 20-week anatomy scan, it was a little bit of a unique experience, I guess, because they collaborated with a nearby hospital that was a few hours away, and they had that doctor on like a live stream video screen, like watching the whole ultrasound. So we had some concerns that he wanted to check out that were, you know, genetic things that we just wanted to make sure were not going to be a concern. So the doctor was on the live stream, and as soon as we got done with the ultrasound, he came back to the screen and was like, you know, I'm finalizing the report. It'll be done in about 5 minutes and I'll send it over. So he did say, hey, everything looks good, everything looks normal, everything looks healthy. Awesome. That's the most important thing. That's the best thing you could hear after an ultrasound like that. So that was a great feeling, and we felt very relieved. We went to the doctor's office, and the doctor barely opened the door, like literally didn't even have 2 feet in the door yet. And she's like, I got nothing to add. Me and Bradley like looked at each other, and I was like thinking, she didn't even introduce herself yet. Like, Bradley's never met her. Like, she could have asked like, how are you doing? How are you feeling? What's going on? Any concerns? Any questions? You know, it was just like, I know it was Friday afternoon, so I was like bothered, thinking she was just trying to rush out and like didn't really care. So I said, what do you mean? And she's like, well, what did the doctor from the other hospital tell you? And I said, he said that he's finalizing the report and he's going to send it right over. So I was like, you know, thinking you were going to go over it with us. And she's like, oh yeah, that's not how it works. Like, it's actually not going to be ready in 5 minutes. It might be ready the week after next. So if you want, you can just ask about it at your next appointment in 4 weeks. We were just like, what is going on? I was confused because in my head, I was like thinking how when the ultrasound tech was entering all the numbers, I could see them on the screen. Like, I saw something about the baby being in the 83rd percentile for something, the 87th percentile for something. And I wasn't like trying to read what it was because I was thinking the doctor was about to go over it anyway, but I did see that. And I saw also on one screen where it said that the baby was measuring 20 weeks and 6 days, which is about a week ahead. So like I saw things here and there, but I wasn't trying to like, you know, read everything or remember everything because I thought we were about to go over it with the doctor. She's like acting like she doesn't have any information to tell us for some reason. I was very confused. And then I was like, oh, well, do you think that I could like call the other hospital and get the information since they already have it? And she's like, no, it doesn't work like that either. And I was like, okay. I'm like trying to think of how else to get this information that I know they have, that I deserve to know. I don't know. It just started to become a really disappointing experience. She was like, actually, I won't be here the week after next because my daughter is going to the Olympic trials and I'm not going to sit around and wait around here for someone's ultrasound report to send them. And I was like, whoa, I don't know what just happened. Like, I literally was speechless. I just looked at Bradley and I was like, okay, I guess we're done here then. I guess, you know, the appointment's over. After that, I just kind of shut down and I was like, yep, we are going to be switching doctors because I definitely do not feel comfortable with her delivering my first child. I'm glad that I was paying attention to the screen when the ultrasound tech was inputting everything because I have been telling Bradley, like, I feel like I'm bigger than I'm supposed to be. I feel like the baby's measuring, you know, bigger than he should right now. Giselle's sneezing. But yeah, the baby is, you know, a little bit bigger than average, so that's all I pretty much know, and very, very grateful that he is healthy, everything looks normal. The ultrasound tech did let us know that the baby weighs about 12 ounces, and so he's almost a pound, and his heart rate was 148 beats per minute. As far as the nursery, we have put together the dresser. The crib has been ordered. It should be here soon. We've got like curtains up. We've got some clothes. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my second trimester update. Hopefully this was helpful for anyone else in this situation right now. Maybe you're in your second trimester or maybe you're in your second trimester in the military. But if you guys have any questions, as always, you can message me on Instagram at Brittany Lynn Lewis, or you can leave it in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!